up into beer review. This week, we drank a beer. That beer, Abita Brewing Company's Turbodog from Abita Springs, Louisiana. It may also be Abita. We don't know. We're not going to look it up. We're not going to look for pronunciation. Turbodog is a dark brown ale brewed with pale caramel and chocolate malts and Willamette hops. The combination gives Turbodog its rich body and color in a sweet chocolate toffee-like flavor. In case you were wondering, this pairs with most meats, smoked fish, or wild game. Perfect with spicy Louisiana jambalaya or a Spanish paella. Kobe, Gloucester, cheddar, and blue cheese go nicely with Turbodog. Are you wondering how you want to drink it? How about out of an English pint, a Stange, or a Stein? Alcohol by volume, 5.6. There's a lot of information on the box. It's really nice, actually. Like, I like getting like that kind of knowledge about the beer without actually having to drink it first. You know what you're getting into.
This is a dark beer.
Yeah, let's, going right into how it looks, Johnny says it is very dark.
Dark beer would fail the laser test, definitely.
Very much so. It would barely penetrate.
You can barely see through it, I would say. But
yeah.
It is quite dark.
It's got a really nice creamy head on top, which sticks around for a good amount of time. So that's super enjoyable. I'm trying to smell it, but when I get it really close, I feel like my mustache is going into it, and it's really bothering me. So how does it smell?
It doesn't really have much smell.
Yeah, I'm not getting a lot. Johnny just
went up my nose.
Johnny's doing
what does it smell like then?
A schnooter.
It smelled pretty
just kind of brown. It smells like a brown beer. Not overly exceptional. There's not a lot of notes jumping out at me.
Yeah, if anything, nut maybe.
Yeah, it's a little nutty, a little malty.
I can barely get anything.
We'll get into mouthfeel eventually, but I would say to me it tastes kind of similar to a Guinness.
Without the, like, I find Guinness to be just overly bitter, and not a good way. Not bitter like an IPA, but bitter in a stouty way, which isn't as good.
Well, I think this approach is stout. Mm-hmm. It is a brown ale.
Yeah, this is right between a brown ale and a stout, on the cusp.
I would say it has touches of both. I wouldn't say it's a strict brown ale. It almost feels stoutish, which is an interesting combination, actually. I don't know that I've ever had a beer quite like that before.
Yeah, I had a taste of Madtown Nut Brown the other night, and that's so
nut tongue.
Yeah, my mouth went to Nuttown the other night. No, I had a taste of the Madtown Nut Brown from Ale Asylum the other night, and in contrast to this, that is so goddamn watery. Like, it's so thin in comparison, and this has a much richer flavor. Like, even though it is kind of like light at the end, this has more, like, it says chocolate and toffee, but I'm getting more of almost a coffee-ish, like a slight bitterness, and just that roasted flavor to it. And I find this super enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree with the roastedness. To me, it tastes more like if Fireside Nut Brown from Leinekugels were any darker, it would taste kind of like this as well. I still maintain that it kind of reminds me of Guinness, not in the mouthfeel.
Yeah, no, I can see the comparison.
But in the taste and the
color and
the density,
the head. Yeah, it's got a lot of those same characteristics.
I definitely agree with the density.
Yeah.
I do agree though that Phil is correct that it's a little bit more bitter and it has a little bit more tang.
Yeah.
If that makes
Yep.
Yeah, it's just very roasty.
Guinness tastes more bland.
Yeah.
I would say.
You say burnt?
Bland.
Oh, okay.
Than this. Going into mouthfeel though, you mentioned creaminess. I'm not quite getting that creaminess, and I think
can I explain what I mean by that? It's not the same way as some of the other beers. What I mean kind of here is a lot of times with highly carbonated beer, it all kind of just stings your tongue. Like here, I feel like the carbonation, and I actually watched when I was pouring it how the carbonation all like kind of settles at the top. It's kind of more spaced out, so it kind of coats your tongue instead of just attacking it with the carbonation. So that's what I mean. It's almost like it just feels, in my mouth at least, it feels creamy.
But to me, it does not feel at all thick.
There's not a lot of thickness to it. It maybe like a skim milk creaminess.
And that's the thing. Well, okay, but I mean, I associate creamy with being a little bit more thick.
Yeah, thick. Yeah, this would not coat
Thick
a
and
spoon.
frothy, almost.
Yeah, like the head itself is thick. Yeah, let me amend that. Yeah, when the head is gone, it doesn't feel as creamy. When it's there, like it is more like coating of my tongue and everything. So.
But I do think mouthfeel-wise, it does feel between what we were talking about, that dark ale and the stout.
Yeah, it feels kind of heavy-ish. Not super heavy,
but not necessarily one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hybrid, if you will.
Well, let's go ahead and rate this.
I think this is fine. I'm gonna give this. I'll give this a C plus. Abita Turbodog. It's pretty darn good.
This one doesn't really do anything for me. It's fine. I think some people will really like it. It's not my taste. It's not my cup of tea, my pint of beer, I should say. I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna give it a straight C.
I'm gonna give it a B. Actually, I really liked it. Like the flavors there for me. I like the mouthfeel. It's not super strong. It's 5.6, so you could drink a few of these and not be totally wasted. And cost-wise, I want to say this was only like a $7 or $8 six-pack. So cost per enjoyment, I'd say it's pretty high on this for me.